You make big decisions all day at work. And when you come home, your woman, she questions you, resists you, or even shuts down. That is so frustrating to any man. Whereas the 1% of men, they don't really deal with that because they lead in a way most men unfortunately never do. Hi, I'm Natalie. I help married business owners strengthen their love life to elevate their business success. In this video, I'm going to show you how the 1% of men lead in a way that earns them respect, deep connection, sexual attraction, unshakable trust, and lasting intimacy. This is what the 1% of men don't do. They don't coast. They refuse to coast. Compliancy kills mastery over and over and over again. And high-performing men don't coast in business. They can't. And they don't coast in marriage. They know that they need each other. So they keep growing, adjusting, and investing. So like I said before, your marriage is your greatest valuable asset that you have. Invest into it just like you do in business with the time that you do have, even if it's just limited. I get it. But with the time that you have with her should be intentional. It should not just let time pass by. Well, I'm hanging out with her. That should be it. No, that is the bare minimum. It should be intentional, getting her to talk, asking the right questions. Guide is below for you to know what those questions are. Encouraging her and leading with conviction. Before I tell you the next steps, I have put together a free guide on the 5 steps to rebuild respect, connection, and support in your relationship. And if you wanted, just go ahead and comment below the video, give me the guide, and we'll send you over the link to download it. Now, another thing that high-performing men also do is they lead with vision. If you have no vision, honey, no vision in your health, no vision in your marriage, business, parenting, you need vision. That's all I'm saying. You need vision, which you obviously understand. Mastery starts with direction. You need direction as well. You wouldn't be where you are today if it wasn't for vision and direction. A relationship without vision, it also drifts into frustration. Just kind of like when I was frustrated with him, 9 years ago, there was no vision in our relationship. We were just there. Great friends, best friends. Till this day, we're best friends, but there was no vision. Even in our best friend friendship, there was no vision. Vision is super crucial. It's a direction, it's a plan, it's a roadmap to get to where you want to be in your relationship. What is that vision for your marriage? What is your vision for even intimacy? Just getting closer together, communication. What is that vision for you? How do you want to be respected? How do you want the intimacy to go? Those little parts in your marriage. Even if it's not crystal clear, but just even starting somewhere, even taking a guess. I get it. Guessing, it could be a little challenging for some of us, but just guess. You need something. Just have something. How do you want to be respected? What is the vision for that? For your health? For even sex? I know this is probably all going over your head, but it's extremely crucial. If you're not happy even with your sex life, there's no vision. I hate to break that to you. I really do. But I also want you to succeed. That's why I say what I say, because I lived it. I went through it. And when I got crystal clear on those areas, it's phenomenal. Connecting with your spouse, connecting with the love of your life on a level that no man will ever understand. There's nothing like it. But it starts with vision. And high-performing men define where they're going and make sure that their wife feels part of that vision. If she feels frustrated, it's because she is not feeling part of that vision. How do I make her feel that way? Listen, right questions, encouraging her, and leading with conviction. That's how you make her feel that way. And I'm sure those principles also apply in business, with your team, with your clients. If you have no conviction, there's no money. Of course, conviction plays a huge part, okay, in business, but it also plays a huge part in marriage. With no conviction, with no direction, vision, it's not going to go where you want it to go. It's kind of like Without those things, you're letting someone else lead that. That sucks. Just think about that in business. Having someone else to lead where you want your business to go and having someone else doing that for you, that is extremely risky and costly. Are you letting someone else lead your marriage without having those pillars? If you don't have those pillars, someone is definitely leading your marriage where you definitely don't want it to go. Think about that, my friend. That should scare you big time. And like I said, I say all this because I care and I've seen it. I've lived it, I've experienced it. And that's why I'm passionate to pour that back to you, to help you. You have everything there is, everything in your fingerprints for you to succeed. And it all starts at home. At home. And attraction isn't lost with time, it is lost when leadership fades. And if this is all resonating with you, if you want my free guide on the 5 steps to rebuild respect, connection, support in your relationship, comment below, give me the guide, and we'll send you the link. Download it today, you guys. Start implementing that right away in your relationship and see the small changes happen. They balance strength and gentleness. They know the right time and place when to use both tools. Now, too much strength feels cold, and it's probably going to pull her away if she hasn't already. Too much gentleness feels weak. She kind of wants that emotional, stable man, right? So knowing how to balance between the two and really having a good discernment on how to be able to balance both. Listen, mastery is knowing when to lead firmly and when to listen fully. That balance earns both respect and intimacy. So just understand you really can't be one all the time. That's another thing. That's another indication as to perhaps the marriage is not where you wanted it to be. Are you being one way 100% of the time or the other way, So check to see where in those areas you're obviously just being strong completely and really just kind of not being gentle when she needs you to be. So when do you be gentle? Well, whenever you have date nights, whenever you have the time to even be with her, those are the times to be gentle. And then when she is completely vulnerable and kind of needs you to lead, simply just ask her. I'm like, listen, babe, whatever it is that you call her, I hear you that you're struggling with all of this, and I completely understand where you're coming from. And then you build her up. You say the things that you value her the most about. You say the things that encourages her, but deep down inside, honey, I know that you are strong and capable enough to go through this. Build her up. What you put out will come back to you. If you want to be built up, do the same. Life is pretty fair. If you see the results that you have in your life, it's more than likely because you've been putting those things out, right? You really can't cheat the system, the principle. If you're not happy with where you're at in your marriage, you probably have already put that out already. So if you know that you're not getting the respect, even if you're like, I respect her all the time. Well, you probably haven't respected her enough or respect her in a way that she feels respected. Therefore, it will be reciprocated. So that's just it. Not everyone feels respected the same way. What is that for her? And just even flat out ask her, honey, how do you feel respected from me? How can I make you feel more respected? There you go. Take those notes and do that. And then naturally, she will also even ask you the same question, not right away, or maybe so, but naturally, she will start to respecting you how you need to be respected because you're giving her what she needs. You're giving her what she wants. Same thing in business. When you provide a service that you're giving the clients what they need, naturally, you're going to get what you want, right? Same thing here. So she is the main source. She's right there in front of you. Just ask her. And she's just going to be very wooed by you. She's going to be like, wow, that's very attractive. And it's kind of unlike him in a way. If you haven't done that in a while, it's unlike him to do that. But it's just going to bring you guys even closer. She is the source. Ask her these things. And also ask her, like, if she is really going through a hard time, and you know when to balance between the two, you know, with the strong and the gentle. In the beginning, you are gentle by listening to her, by encouraging her, and then saying, I have a solution that could potentially help you. Are you open to even listening to it? She may say yes, of course. A lot of times, yes, because you've taken the time, you've done 1 and 2 correct, listening and encouraging her the right way. When you have done those 2 in the sales process, you have mastered that part of the sales process. Therefore, she is going to be receptive to hearing your solution. Now, if she says no, then you probably didn't really do a good job in those 2, but that's okay. Or maybe she's just not really, you know, it could be a her thing as well. But if she says yes, that's when you become strong and with conviction, because leaders with conviction, others follow. You're a leader. Even you being a leader and you see other leaders having great conviction, you're definitely going to follow because you want to learn from those guys, even just a leader yourself. So with conviction, with strong-mindedness, that's when you present her the solution to her problem. And she's just going to obviously follow that. My fiance has mastered this on levels that I can even explain to you, because yeah, he started off with being a great listener. He needed to really know what type of questions to ask. He can build me up like no other man can. And it makes me want to trust him. It makes me want to follow his lead. And it just creates more of respect that I have for him and intimacy on levels that we haven't even reached in our relationship in a long time. So knowing when to be gentle, knowing when to be strong is inviting people in. And that is when your conviction comes out. And that is what she needs. She needs that. She may not even tell you, but she needs that. A lot of people need that. I'm sure you need that too from other leaders. So yeah, doing that. And of course, I'm sure you're going to need that from your wife as well. Sometimes you need someone there. And it would be great as well for her to have her own conviction, because I remember there are a lot of times where, you know, my fiance, he's more in the analytical side, and he can, you know, it's a little bit tougher for him to take certain actions. But when I remind him of who he really is and all his perfect shape and form, I'm like, babe, once you take action on this, you're unstoppable. I can even explain to you how unstoppable you are. I've seen it over and over again. So like reminding him of the man that he is, and you reminding her of the woman that she is. So when I lay it down, when I have that conviction within me, he can't help but take action. And those were the moments that have shaped and changed our relationship forever, right? So what you put out will come back. Remember that. If you're unhappy, what are you putting out? Being aware of those things. Everyone takes personal responsibility for their role, for their part. What is yours? And that is okay. High-performing men understand that. That's why they reach levels in business that, you know, most men aren't just not there yet. And it comes down to maturity as well. Growth is maturity. Maturity is growth. Now, as a reminder, if you want to know how to rebuild respect with your wife, I have the 5 steps to rebuild respect, connection, and support in your relationship. Just comment below this video, give me the guide, and we will drop you the link to download it, or you can just simply get the link in the description below to grab it as well. And if you want to understand why the 1% of men get more respect, more trust, and more connection at home, I highly recommend that you watch this video next, because it breaks down how elite men listen differently and how that one skill earns them even more intimacy, more influence, and more admiration in their relationship. So tap it here right now to watch it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.